I got you. Bye-bye. So a little birdie told me that you are looking for a wearable editorial look that maybe can translate into Valentine's Day or Halloween or just trying to play with color. On today's episode, that is what we're going to be doing. So this is basically for all levels. If that sounds like something like you would like, follow along. We're going to be achieving this look and I hope you enjoy. All right, so for me, makeup is self-care. One of the first things I like to do when I wake up, before I even do my makeup, is to do some aromatherapy. I'm using Palermo Body Essential Oil in Tranquility. Just gonna kind of just rub it on the pressure points and just breathe. It's nice and cooling because it has lavender in it. The other thing I like to do for self-care is skincare. I am a huge fan of Osea Malibu. They are vegan, women-owned, also located in Venice Beach in California, and they're just like family to me. I use their Blemish Balm religiously. This is an amazing product if you have oily or combination skin. It basically helps to mattify and balance out and keep blemishes at bay. So if you are acne prone like I am, this is a great product to try. I will list their website down below in the description along with a $10 off discount code. I keep my ritual pretty simple, usually just a lightweight moisturizer like this Blemish Balm, and then to top it off, I usually use a natural sunscreen. Before we get into makeup, however, there's another piece of the puzzle that goes into creating my looks. A big part of that is accessories. So for me, accessories have always been a really fun way to play and just bring a whole look together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you the pieces I picked out for this look. So we're gonna start with these beautiful serpent little rhinestone earrings from my friend Marin. She is an LA-based designer. I'm gonna put them on my second hole. She makes really fun pieces. I'm actually also wearing her necklace. So if you're curious about this little 80s wrapper, that's what that is. Next, we're going to use these fun little crosses. These I got from ASOS website, which I will also link down below for you guys. Then lastly, this stunning ring. The name of the company is Ortica. This is a beautiful part of a set. Comes with a pair of earrings, and we're just gonna wear that on the big finger. This company is actually based out of Tuscany, so you definitely feel like you're getting the Italian lifestyle when you wear it. So that's what we got for jewels today. So let's get into the fun part, the makeup. So let's get into the base. Okay, so for the base, you probably have heard me talk about this brand, Stellar. They are a clean beauty brand that I found via Sephora. I'm basically like scrapping for the last bits. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of their face products. I use their foundation and their primer, but for today's sake, we're just gonna focus on using their primer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take whatever I can grab. You don't need a lot. I'm just gonna use my fingers for this. Make sure you have clean fingers if you are going to be using your hands. And this has more of a mattifying finish as well, which is why it pairs really nicely with the Osea that we used prior. Just let that kind of settle into the skin a little bit more, and while we do that, we're gonna move into foundation. This is the Found Sealer by Tarte. Comes with a nice little twist up dispenser, which I like, and I personally like to put it on the back of my hand to warm it up a little bit and just kind of pull my product with my brush that way. I would say this has more of a dewy finish and more of a hydrating feel versus their clay foundation, which I've personally never used, but I was leaning towards that, and somebody at Sephora told me that this would be a better one because the clay one is a little bit more drying. So I personally have used this brush for my foundation, and I feel like I've been getting a pretty good flawless coverage here. So I just kind of drag my brush towards the end and kind of get just a little bit. I'm not taking the whole thing, right? Okay, let's get this hair out of the way. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work in sections. So I'm gonna work right here along the jawline, and you're just kind of buffing it. You're just kind of like pushing it in, not like going overly brushing up, but more so just patting it in. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit just to nicely blend. And no rules to makeup, just have fun with it. There are no rules to art, so there are no rules to makeup. We're gonna use Cover FX right here. This is in the color P Light L. I love Cover FX. They are also another cleaner beauty brand. I'm all about trying to use more natural versions on my skin. That's just my personal experience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of do the TikTok trend everybody's doing here. Inner corner, lifting up on the edges like so. You can get here and here if you get like red around your nose. I don't, but I'm just gonna do it to show you. And spot treat anywhere you see fit. So for this instance here, I drag. Normally I would not drag, and then I press in. This is to kind of give the appearance of more of a chiseled jawbone. Wow. So when we go in and we add some contour, this will just kind of nicely fall into place. A little contour, not gonna go heavy on the contour here. We're just gonna use the Shade and Light Contour Palette by Kat Von D Beauty. Huge fan of Kat Von D Beauty, also a vegan makeup line. I'm going to just use an angled brush here, kind of like my blush brush. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of pull from the more warmer tone. I like warm tones for my skin. I'm a gold girl. I prefer gold and warm tones, especially with this more reddish colored hair. Maybe a little along the jawline. Because we're going to be doing a lot of the accent pops of red on the eye, I thought it'd be kind of cool to tie in the orange of the shirt. So what we're going to do, this is kind of how my brain works in case you're curious. What we're going to do is we're going to use that same angled brush here. And I'm just going to go into the most vivid color here. This is a palette by BH Cosmetics. It is their Chocolate Orange Truffle palette. A fair amount onto the brush. I like my cheeks to be popping. And I'm just going to kind of go to the apples of the cheek. However, if you want more of a pulled up cheek look, you definitely want to start more here and pull up. But I just go all over. I bring it down. Nike swoosh. And I bring it up high into the hairline because I am a wannabe 80s baby. And that's that. We are going to use Kat Von D again. This is the Lock-It Setting Powder in Translucent. Kind of put a little bit in the cap. So I'm going to take another BH Cosmetics brush. This, I just love the way that the handles feel and the brushes. Oh, it's just very luxurious feeling. I'm just going to kind of like dab this in. We're just kind of getting everything in place. Okay, I'm easily amused. I'm gonna go over everything and just kind of blend the cheek with the face. So let's move on to eyeshadow. Today we're gonna do it with the Kat Von D Shake Primer. So it's kind of like this weird mixture between like oil and liquid almost. So what you do is, I'm pretty sure you shake it. I could be wrong. And then you turn it upside down, push the button. Ooh, I got a lot. Okay. And then you kind of mix the two together. And it's more of like a water-like consistency. Kind of different. Something new and different. So I just let this sit and dry before I get started. Gives a nice little grip. All right, now for the fun part, color. The original idea behind this was to create a look that was kind of fun and playful. I did it for this video I did here on TikTok that went semi-viral in my opinion. For one of my dolly videos, which if you like this type of content or if you follow me on TikTok, I do weekly dolly videos and people eat them up. So if that's something, if you love Dolly Parton or if you like editorial makeup like this and you want to see them in a character, definitely find me over there for that. We're gonna go in with this color down here. The color is Saluti. I'm butchering that. This is out of the Mimosa palette by BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna go in with my MAC brush right here and just get a lot of concentration. We're just pretty much doing a monotone on the lid. And then we will bump it up with the red liner, red lash. and feather it out a little bit. And the way I'm doing that is just kind of using whatever product's left, not really adding more. And then we're gonna just go in and make the concentration heavier down towards the lash line here. I got a bunch of these from Kat Von D. They gifted it for a campaign I did with them, and they're basically advertised as brow pomades. However, I've been using them personally as my brow pomade, liquid eyeliner, and the most recent use has been to dye my lashes. So I'm gonna be using the color Scarlet, so let's pop this open real quick. So I've obviously already used this before, but it comes in a really nice pot liner. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to kind of get some of the product all up in there. I like to do a pretty thick wing. We're not talking Amy Winehouse, but we're not talking like Marilyn Monroe either. We're talking a nice cut. Like, don't come at me, bro, cut. And in terms of technique, I kind of just drag and go. I kind of just tap in and then I go up and build it up as I go. So I'm kind of just going in, tapping in where I want the line to be, and then we're going to go in and bring up the line ever so slightly as we go along. Now, to really get the details here, I'm going to have to use two hands. I kind of gently pull my lid just to kind of get that exaggerated line up, and helps me kind of control the line when I have two hands. Or just make sure you get as far to the lash line as you can. I'm gonna be using, to bump this up, the Drop Dead Gorgeous Vamped. So we're gonna just kind of tap that in over top of this gel liner while it's still a little bit damp so that it can really just sit nicely. Ooh, she said, give me crimson, baby. Give me crimson. Yeah, this is the move. It just really adds more vibrancy to the red. Wow. Wow. Dope. Dyeing lashes. I ended up using both of these products to dye these. We're going to use these lashes that are very natural. I would say the best thing to do is picking a lash that has a little bit more of like a natural lash line so that when we apply them onto our red liquid line, you're not gonna really see it. It's gonna kind of blend more seamlessly. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna actually keep them on here. This is like a nice little working space. So I'm just gonna take a clean spoolie. Matches my hat, how cute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Kat Von D Everlasting lipstick shade. This is the color Outlaw. I love this red, it is a beautiful red. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of take this brush and I'm just gonna go on top of the lash line, and we're gonna eventually flip it over and do the other side, but I'm just gonna kind of go right here. Other thing that we could do, if you have it, is to use a white concealer or another pot liner. I'm gonna show you kind of how they vary in color by using one with just like the liquid and the pot liner all in the same color of red, and then show you on the other, the left eye, how using a white pot liner helps with the color. So I'm just gonna kind of dig in here with a spoolie, get it all over. And same thing, we're just gonna start painting over the lash to kind of cancel out the black. Okay, so these are the lashes that I dyed with just the lipstick right on the black. So you can see they are a little bit darker red because we didn't white them out. These are the ones that we used the white on prior. So if you want like a lighter red, definitely would advise using some kind of white product to kind of block out the black and add your color on top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let those dry. We're gonna move on to making the lashes red and doing our lip, and then once we are done, those should be dry and we can pop them on and complete the look. All right, so wanted to bring you in a little bit closer here for this part, for this portion here, so you guys can see a little bit closer how vivid the eyes are. Admire, Okay, so I'm going to basically just go in here. This is probably the easiest way to do your lashes. I'm gonna just use this spoolie and just kind of get the eyelashes started. All right, now for the fun part, bring some color to the lips while we wait to pop on those lashes and finish off the look. So I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite pencils. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. These pencils are amazing. I have like at least 6 of these. We're gonna use 2 of them today. So this is the color Perpetual Fire. So we're just gonna go in and kind of outline and fill in the lip just to kind of get a base set and go from there. Okay, okay. Okay, so you don't have to fill in the entire lip. I personally like doing that because I feel like I often notice my lipstick or lip gloss or whatever I end up topping over top of this stays on longer. Anyway, this is a long-lasting lipstick. It's Outlaw, the color that I had used for dyeing the lashes prior to this. So I'm just gonna top this on top of that. I have a little visitor. This is Letty. If you've gotten this far and you're gathering insights or any value, Letty, sorry, one second. Please hit the thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you aren't already. So, point of this is to brighten the eye. So this really just helps to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. So hopefully these are dry. I didn't really give them that much time to dry, but I'm just hoping for the best here. So I'm just gonna apply a thin layer of Ardell lash glue. And because they have more product on it, you kind of have to give them a little bit more time, but I'm just gonna place them and we might, there we go. If they're wet, they might stick to your tweezers a little bit more, but looks like I'm able to get this because it's tacky enough. Boom. And you might have to just kind of keep on pressing it in. Until it gets into place. And we're just gonna kind of eyeball it here. Get it in the middle set and then tack down. I probably could have waited a little bit longer on this one, but that's okay. So you can see, probably a little bit better now, what they look like. Great. So from here, all we really need to do is blend the 2 colors together. So I'm going to do that with maybe a little bit of the pomade, a little bit of the shadow, and reapply a little bit of liner over top, and I'll see you in a second. Okie dokie, so this is where we're at, pretty much all complete, but we have one last finishing touch. This is one of my favorite parts, is to add highlight. I feel like it just draws the whole look together. And to do this, we are actually going to go into another BH Cosmetics palette. This is the Cotton Candy palette, and it's got a lot of nice purpley pinks in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip into this shimmery lilac, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of get right here, which is really pretty much the same color that is on the entire lid here, but it's just kind of a shimmerier version of that. Beautiful. And lastly, the only other thing that I would do to tie this look together is to dip into that same color here as the highlight in the inner corner. We would just apply that to the cheekbone for a nice little iridescent color here. and you can apply it basically where the light would naturally hit. So you could do the bridge of the nose, you could do the tip of the nose, you could do in here, you could do the chin, you could do your forehead. I'm just gonna do these areas right now. And that's it. So that is it. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there are any specific techniques or a look that you'd like me to test out for you guys or teach, let me know in the comments down below. And feel free to go back and watch my video on who is Miss Maverick Muse. It's basically a little opening to who I am, the inside of why I do what I do, who I am, and why you should care. That is linked up here if you want to check it out. And until next time, stay inspired, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.